evidence is coming out about Bria Hartley and the Sophie Cunningham. So, guys, it looked like more evidence is definitely coming out of the pipeline in regards to Sophie Cunningham and Bria Hartley. Now, we know there was a situation that took place in the second quarter of the game, possibly at the 8-minute, 9-second mark. That is a Bria Hartley, diving into the knees of Sophie Cunningham. Now, we know that play has since went viral. And I'm here to tell you more news is coming out in regards to...
Imagine this. Bria Hartley is just going about her day. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until one snapshot of her laughing at Sophie Cunningham explodes online. In a heartbeat, it's trending faster than a cat in a shark costume riding a Roomba. Was it shade? Pure comedy? Or maybe Sophie just had that classic "did I forget to turn the oven off" face? No one can say for sure, but the memes are multiplying, fans are losing their minds, and the whole thing is turning juicier than a watermelon in July.
So unfortunately, as of this second, we don't have an official update on Sophie Cunningham's injury. But what we do have is we've got one quote-unquote injury expert out there that did weigh in based on the camera angles of Sophie Cunningham's injury. We've also got a very interesting picture that has emerged with Bria Hartley smiling and laughing over this incident of Sophie Cunningham being hurt.
The internet works in mysterious, almost magical ways. 1 second, people are locked in heated debates over politics, arguing the morality of pineapple on pizza, or mourning AirPods that vanished into some parallel universe. The next, the entire digital world is fixated on a grainy photo of a basketball player mid-laugh. That's right, a laugh. Not a buzzer beater, not a historic stat line, not even a jaw-dropping dunk. Just a laugh, and somehow, it's the hottest topic online.
Talk about it. We have to talk about this because obviously she went down. Sorry, and we got to look at the clips right here. So we're going to talk a little bit about whether or not I believe that it was just completely accidental, or whether or not there was some intent in this. So we're watching this right here. Bria Hartley comes up for the layup. She throws the pass and she immediately falls down on Sophie Cunningham's leg. So let's slow this down right here and let's basically watch this frame by frame. Let's watch this frame by frame. So Bria Hartley is throwing a pass right here. Kelsey Mitchell helps in. Sophie Cunningham, in fairness, is not fully helped over. Sophie Cunningham should be a step or two out.
All it took was a perfectly timed snapshot. Bria Hartley flashing a grin while Sophie Cunningham happened to share the frame. That single moment hit the internet like a spark on dry tinder, and suddenly, social media was ablaze. Not because Hartley dropped 30, clamped down on defense, or buried a buzzer beater. Nope. She was trending for laughing. Picture a future historian scrolling through the archives, only to discover that on this day, the world paused to dissect whether Bria Hartley's smile was harmless amusement or a masterclass in shade directed at Sophie Cunningham.
Very, very sad and unfortunate what has happened to Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. I can't play you the video because I did one and they flagged it and copyrighted all types of stuff. So I cannot show you the video, but Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player. And if y'all go to my video last night, you will see me saying, watch out for Bria Hartley because she's a dirty ass.
And somewhere down the line, future historians are going to be drafting full dissertations about this laugh. But let's rewind for a second, because to understand why it blew up, you need to know who Bria Hartley is. She's no rookie accidentally tripping into the spotlight. Bria's been around, steadily carving her lane in the league with grit, craft, and that understated confidence. The kind that doesn't need a fog machine or fireworks to make an entrance.
It's interesting, this injury expert speculates, doesn't think it's an ACL, maybe an MCL, or the thing that I considered when I saw it. I thought her knee dislocated, is what I thought I saw. Okay? Hell, I'm no doctor. I can tell you that right now. And we'll look at that in a second. But I got to tell you, this picture, and let me just show you right here. This is some video, of course, of her. Let me just turn this down. Limping off the court. yesterday. The good thing is she did walk off the court, folks. You gotta say,
Bria Hartley has been underrated for years. The kind of player who can plug into any system and instantly make it better. Coaches know it. Teammates know it. And now, thanks to one candid laugh that somehow turned into an international incident, fans are finally catching on. Her reputation has always carried a quiet weight. She's not loud, not messy, not headline hungry. What she does have, though, is timing. On the court, that shows up in clean cuts, sneaky defensive reads, and the perfect moment to let a jumper fly. Off the court, apparently, it means her smile gets captured at the exact millisecond Sophie Cunningham shares the frame. Coincidence? Maybe. Comedy gold. Without question. And let's be real, this photo wouldn't have gone viral if it were anyone else standing beside Bria. Sophie Cunningham is a magnet for drama, the league's ultimate irritator, thriving off chaos like it's oxygen. She doesn't just hoop, she plays psychological warfare. It's her brand, and she wears it proudly. So, when you drop Sophie, the professional agitator, into the same shot as Bria, the picture practically directs itself. Destiny couldn't have storyboarded it better. It's pure cinema.
Goes and rises. Sophie Cunningham should be a little bit more over. She throws the pass. She is off balance by the looks of things here. She kind of falls and then takes Sophie Cunningham down with her. It's hard to tell. And like, look, this is one of those things where it's like, if this wasn't Bria Hartley, I don't think anyone would be questioning if this would, whether or not this was intentional. And then I've seen this one right here, Bria Hartley after it, where she's smiling, and I'm like, I don't know.
Sophie stands there, radiating her usual competitive combustion, while Bria is beside her cracking up like she just heard the funniest joke on earth. And that's all it took. The internet detonated. To fans, this wasn't just a laugh. It was a statement, a manifesto, a perfectly distilled vial of shade so potent it could be sold at Sephora. Suddenly, Bria's grin became a monologue without a single word. The theories flew in from every corner of the web. She's laughing at Sophie's trash talk. She's laughing at Sophie's rep. She's laughing because Sophie probably flopped again. Or the all-time classic, she's laughing simply because Sophie Cunningham exists. Context: completely irrelevant. Bria could have been reacting to a joke from a teammate 3 feet away, and it wouldn't have mattered. And of course, Sophie isn't new to this game. Viral moments follow her like shadows. Scuffles, reactions, chaos. She has a highlight reel of antics that have fueled WNBA Twitter for years. She's the kind of player fans either adore for her relentless energy or roll their eyes at because she's always in the middle of conflict.
A lot of this right here. Everybody's saying, oh, Sophie just landed wrong. How is that Bria's fault? So what? Since I've been watching WNBA this year, I've noticed that Bria Hartley is the dirtiest player in the W. Now, if you don't think she's a dirty player, I ain't got no choice but to respect your opinion. See, this is what we got to understand. With a player like that's reckless with their movement, they don't care if you get hurt. See, she's not purposely trying to hurt you. She's just being extremely reckless and doesn't mind if you get hurt. There's a lot of that goes on in the WNBA. They do a lot of malicious shit and they don't really care what the outcome is.